Hi, this is Megan Porter from PG&E, and I'm doing a few webinars to help bridge any gap areas that there are in understanding what the PG&E pilot is and how SBDC consultants can take advantage of it for their clients. So this should be around 13 or so minutes, and I'll go through some of the key pillars of our initiative together. So the first thing when you're thinking about working with your client on these initiatives is your client will need to have a PG&E online account to do a couple of them. If they don't already have one, signing up is very easy, and there's a lot of benefits, as you can see, to signing up, from bill pay to bill forecast to monitoring energy use, rate comparisons, and much more. To get that online account, you would go to pge.com. And the My Account screen is right there in the front, and you will click Sign Up Now. We'll go through screenshots so it's a little more simplified as I don't have an account to set up. So what the customer will need to verify who they are is their PG&E account number and the phone number they use to set up the account. If they don't have that phone number, then they'd want to call the Business Customer Service Center and get that squared away. Once those two items are added and verified, it's a very standard account setup form. So they'll put in their name, email, they'll select a username and password, and then they're confirmed and it's all set to go. As long as they've been a customer for a couple of months, they'll have data all ready to leverage, and they can go right in to their account. And so this is the perfect time to do a business energy checkup audit with them. So this is an online tool that provides a customized energy plan. It gives opportunities based on who the business is and what they put in as into their plan profile. So it's very, as I mentioned, very customized. And there's not only elements that are maybe a little bit more of an investment for them to do to save energy, but there's also items that are just tips and easy things to implement without a lot of money. So we're going to do a quick demo of this in a live setting. So this is once you've logged into My Energy, or the online account, pardon, you'll click right here, Business Energy Checkup. And as we're working in real time, it could take a few minutes to refresh screens, but that's all a part of the fun. So in this case, this customer has multiple sites. So in a moment, we'll see that there are 4 sites to choose from, and it's a restaurant. And so we'll go forward and pick one of them and move on. If it ever shows it. Come on, it shouldn't take this long. Okay. No beating around the bush here. All right, so I've selected one of the sites, and now we are into the site profile. All right, so the big key things here for you as the person guiding your client through this is to answer all of these basic questions. And I should note that, and we'll go over this at the end, that there is a $35 kicker that we want to say thank you for you as the consultant for guiding your customer through this. So for every customer you take through a business energy checkup, we'll give you $35. So what type of facility do they have? They're a restaurant. We do want to put in a sample, even if it's a guess, for what the square footage is. I'm saying this restaurant's 2,000 square feet. This will help with the customization of the report. The site was built in '85. Now, what best describes you or the person managing the business? There's choices from tenant leasee to owner occupant to property manager. There's a lot of different options. This will very much dictate the types of offerings that are put forward in the plan by it's more based off opportunity. Can you make bigger changes to the facility, or do you do more small scale items? I'm noting that there's 10 to 19 folks working at this building, and in advance of us meeting, I filled in the times that this business is open to save some time. So we've got it from open from around 6 or 5 a.m. to around 9 to 11 p.m. depending on the day, as they're a restaurant and they serve all 3 meals. I'm noting that they occupy 90% of their facility, that they use electric air conditioning and gas heat. And now this part down here at the bottom, referral code area, is key for you. This will tell me when I pull these reports that you did one of these audits with your customer, and therefore I can tell the SBDC network to pay out the kicker. So there's a cap on how many digits you can put in here. So I'm recommending you do SBDC and your 3 initials. And I'd say give me an email when you've done 1, 2, however many of these, just so I know that it's your name and those initials to assign the credit. After you input all that information, you'll push save. Great. And then we'll head over to ways to save. But a quick call out to go even deeper, and I recommend it. Fill out the advanced questions with your client as well. This will be around how many point of sale machines do they have, or how many computers do they have running, etc. So it gives more detail into exactly what's going on in that business. To save time, we'll skip it. So then head over to the Ways to Save tab, and this is where all of the recommendations populate. And it's a chance to see potential savings, although this is just an estimate, so don't use that as gospel. It could be better than that, it could be less, who knows. But it's a nice something to gauge the potential savings. You'll want to note whether this is something that they want to do and that it's in progress, that they've already done, or things that they're not interested in doing at all. And then they can go back to this at any time through the same method that we started it to check in on this plan and see where it stands. So after you select what the desired plan and next steps are for the customer, head back over to Site Profile, and this is where we'll request to download the report. So the customer can go back online and see that in real time, anytime, or they can get this PDF report or export the data however they choose. So we'll show you how easy it is to export the plan. So for instance, if you're doing this on your computer, you could send this to them afterwards, or it could be a good follow-up for you. Or for me, you could send it to me and give me your SBDC referral code, and then we'll really know what went on. So anyway, it's a summary of the report. We didn't go over the usage graphs, but they're also available within this system as well. All right, let's get back to our presentation. So we went through all of these, and this is where I want to end. So back to the kicker. So $35 is yours for going through this with your customers. And just simply put your SBDC and 3 initials, and you'll be on your way. So this is a great segue into our energy efficiency programs. We have a ton of programs. They go from geography-based to business type to small and large and technology, and I could go on and on. And if you were at the presentation that I presented this on originally, I did. And your eyes are probably glazing over. The point about these energy efficiency programs is not to make you, as the SBDC consultant, an expert on PG&E. You don't have to be. But what the goal here is that you have a very high level knowledge that there are opportunities for customers to save, and there are very tailored options. And so let's bring those forward to these customers, and when they have additional questions, get them over to me as a lead, and we'll get on our way and get them to the right experts. So don't be afraid. Share some of this information. So you might be wondering, okay, well, I have all these different clients. They're in different places in the formation of their business and tenure in their business. How do I know if they're a right match? I've developed these 6 questions to help determine if there's a match for a lead. And we'll go over the kicker for the lead at the end, but there is $50 for a strong lead. So this could be very, very useful for you as a client, as a consultant. So what you'd want to do is ask the customer and slash client if they have inefficient equipment in their business. So this could be lighting, refrigeration, HVAC, food service equipment, water heaters, boilers. And if it's inefficient, outdated, if it's nearing its end of life and going to need replacement, they'd mark yes here. Are they willing to invest in an upgrade with a good return on investment, let's say 5 years? We'd want it, you want to make sure that the customer has some funds. It doesn't have to be a ton of capital, but most of our programs require a little bit of cash to put in. So that's an important piece. We also offer a 0% financing loan program. So this is a loan that is from $5,000 to $100,000, and it's meant to be paid off with the energy savings received through doing the project. So this is a great opportunity for customers who, let's say their capitals, let's say they want to do a project that has more involved and they don't have all of that capital. So this could be an option for them to pay it off within 5 years through this program. Also, this is a chance for you as a consultant to leverage this program for SBDC capital infusion. I know that there are some strong goals there as well. Have they participated in a PGE program in the last 3 to 5 years? Some programs have a cap on how frequently you can use the program. So we'd want to know, okay, when did they do that lighting project? Okay, it was 3 years ago. Okay, well, they might still be in the window to be able to do a new project. It's just really important for PG&E to quickly assess if there's still opportunity. Do they rent or lease their building? And lastly, and most importantly, do they want someone from PG&E to reach them to talk through options? And this is big, because this is what makes a lead more of a hot, strong lead, is that the customer is saying, yes, I want to talk to PG&E about a project. Then you're golden. So before we go into how you hand off that lead to me, I want to go over a special program that started this year that's called Hard to Reach. So this program was created for customers who are outside of what they're considering the 2 larger metropolitan areas, Sacramento and the San Francisco Bay Area. So there's a geography piece to it, but then there's also some other elements. The idea here is if one of your clients meets 2 of these criteria, they have a very strong chance of getting to leverage these hard-to-reach programs that could result in double the incentives of a non-hard-to-reach customer. So they are language. Is there a language spoken other than English in the business, the primary language? Geography, as I mentioned. Are they outside of San Francisco Bay Area or a greater Sacramento area? And I can say that the UC Merced region, those 14 counties, are all considered outside of those 2 areas. So this one is already one down, one checkbox of criteria is needed. Business size. Is their electric demand less than 20 kW? This would be found on their energy statement. Or do they have less than 10 employees? And lastly, do they lease or rent their facility? And I think this is a big one. A lot of folks lease and rent. So potentially you've got lease and rent and geography already as 2 criteria that are met to get these double incentives for your clients. So really consider this as a great option. So back to the kicker. So to thank you for bringing these opportunities to your client, we're offering a $50 kicker per project lead. And as I mentioned, it does need to be a strong lead. They need to have those 6 questions filled out and note that they want to hear from PG&E. But it's a great opportunity for you and your client. And if your client does complete a project, we'll be tracking this over time, and it does take some time for projects to complete. So you need to be patient on this stat. But we'd like to offer an additional $100 kicker for a completed project, just to thank you. So how do you hand off a lead? You're going to get it over to me. So I've got my email address here, and the key things that you need to include in that email are this customer waiver. So this is the SBDC customer information waiver that is required for you to give me any of your customers' information, your client's information. They need to sign it, and then what Misty has done in the box resources, and there will also be a website set up with those same resources that Misty's working on. You'll find this agreement. On the front, it looks exactly like what you're seeing right now, and on the back, she's filled in those six questions for a perfect match and the hard to reach questions. Fill those out for me and get it over to me via my email, and I'll get it over to our inside sales team. I say sales, they're more like customer representatives. There's no hard selling. And they'll figure out what are the options for the customer and help guide them through the project opportunities. It's also a chance if they had rate questions or some other electric or gas oriented questions, this could be something that they leverage at that time. But I would have to say that I don't consider gas questions or electric questions a lead for this effort. So the lead really has to be about energy efficiency projects. And that's all I have for you. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope this was useful, and I look forward to seeing some of those leads come through. Reach out to me if you have any extra questions or need some extra guidance. I'm here for you. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.